Welcome to this new video. In this video we will review how to create the code for a Hangman game using the Trinket Code platform. This code is quite very simple, and as you can see it shows the design of the Hangman as you keep going. I will quickly demonstrate how it works. So for example, it will tell me to guess a letter, so I'm going to guess. If my letter fits in correctly, it's going to tell me good job, keep going. If I choose a letter that is not in the word, it will tell me that my letter isn't there and draw the next part of the Hangman. So you keep going. These words that are being shown to us as the word to guess are in our second file, which is the file words, where I've inserted 30 words that I have invented myself. You can find lists of random words online, but I just decided to create my own. Moving on to the main Python. The first thing that we do is the frames. I've called them frames or drawings, which are these parts where the Hangman is drawn. So I tell them if the number of tries is equals to 0, then print the regular one with just one stick. If the tries equals 1, draw the next part to the next part, and so on and so forth until we have try number 6, because I decided to make this game 6 possibilities long. So when we get to the 6th one, which is the one where you lose, it will show the word and it will tell the player that they have lost, and it will ask, would you like to play again? So at this point we tell them type 1 to continue or 2 to end the game, and we put a new variable. The name of the variable is again, and again is the string of the raw input that gets put. So after this question gets asked, you will have an input box and you will select 1 or 2. If you select 1, it will replay, and if you select 2, it will quit. But we'll see that in a moment. So the next thing that I've done is I've defined SelectWord. So how does this word work? It works like this. So we define as file, a file that we want to open, so open words because it's the name of my other file. And then we go words equals file.readLines, so we tell him to read the words. And then we set my word as A, or as whatever letter you wish. And we say if length of my word is more than 4, we know it is because this is just A, we tell it to strip my word of everything. So first thing we do is random choice of a word. So go into the file words and randomly pick out one of these words. After that, we want to make sure that our word is okay, so we strip it of everything. And if you have any problems with lowercase or uppercase, you can just do a stripping of the lowercase, and you can do that. So by just doing string myword.lower, which will return my word in lowercase, but I don't have that problem because I chose to write all the words myself, and I'm sure that that cannot happen. Then we have defined Hangman, which is actually the game, because as you saw earlier, we told him that if he wants to continue playing, use Hangman. So what is it, essentially? It is a system based on the number of tries, the number of blanks, that are the spots that you can see here, and the number of letters that we have. So first of all, we have to define everything. So tries starts off of the neutral variable, so it's equal to 0. Word is SelectWord, so again it will go up and execute this function, and we for sure know the word will not be A, and it will be stripped of all of these things. So I would like to demonstrate that for you guys. Changing the direction of the sign, run, you will see that there's only one spot, and if it's A, it is immediately correct. So we can quickly know that we must have this information. You can even put a 2 here because you know it's going to be longer than A. I just went with 4 because it's a safe number. So back to Hangman. Then WordList. WordList is the list of words that we have, and then we have blanks. Blanks is a blank space, so just a blank space from your keyboard times the length of word. So len means length, and it is the number of letters. So it will create as many blank spaces as there are letters in our word that has been chosen. Then blanks list, which is the list of blanks, and then a new blank list, which is the list of blanks that is gonna go adjoining itself as you go through the process of finding the word. So, and then guess list, it's empty because we haven't done any guesses yet. So next step, we just print some introduction lines. So print welcome to Hangman, are you ready to play? Or you can put whatever fun starting point that you would like. And then I put print underscore frame tries word, which means print this drawing here that takes encounter of the tries and what the word is. So it will print, as you can see, the frame and the number of blanks. So after we're done printing our fun message, here we put print blank space plus join blanks list, which is again the number of blanks, and then guess a letter. So now we have a while loop. So while the number of tries is less than 6, and as we established here, our maximum number of tries to be able to play this game is 6. So it means play the game. Guess equals string raw input that goes after these two symbols. These two symbols that I have added, you can also not put them. I thought it would be easier to play. And raw input just means collect whatever the person has inserted. Then I put guess equals guess dot lower, because if you insert a non-lowercase letter in the word, it will not show up because it's a different character. And this language is case sensitive, which means that it does recognize uppercase and lowercase, so we must specify this. Then I put a small sort of regulation, so if there is the length of the guess, so the number of letters in our guess is higher than 1, we tell them only enter one single letter at the time. Then if the guess equals nothing, and they just press enter, you must enter a letter. And then if you re-guess a letter that you had already guessed, it will tell you and it will show you the guess list. So let's try it here on the side. So if I put 3 letters, it will tell me to enter 1 letter at a time. If I press enter with nothing, you must enter a letter. If I press A and then I press A once again, you already guessed that letter. Here is what you've guessed, and for now it's just A. So this is how we can check that it works. And this part is completely unnecessary, but I think it makes the game more fun and more interesting. Then, if all of this works, so it passes all of these tests, we write else guess list dot append guess. So append means attached to. So since our guess list, as you can see here, it is an array because it's been started with square brackets, we can append elements to it. So we can just add this element onto the guess list. Then we define a new variable which names I for conventional reasons, but you can put whichever letter you want or whichever word you want. And we start another while cycle. So while I is smaller than the length of the word, so okay, while I is smaller than the length of the word, which will be because it's 0 and the length of the word must be more than 0, if the guess is part of the word list, new blanks list equals word list. Then, if new blanks list equals blanks list, you're gonna say your letter isn't here. Why is that? It is because if, for example, here I already have the letter A. Let's try X, which I know for a fact is not there. You can see it tells me your letter isn't here because this blanks list right here is the exact same as this one up here. So it means that nothing has changed and you guessed wrong. Then we have another one, which is if the number of tries is less than 6, write guess again, which means tell the player to try again. And then join blanks list. Then we have another else if the word list is different than the blanks list equal new blanks list, so adjourn our blank list. and then join blanks list. And join means basically concatenate and stick together two strings. Then we have the very last part, and it is the win or lose and start over part. So this part you will notice is very, very similar to the one on our last try here. So it goes like this. If the word list equals the blanks list, which means you've completely filled out the spots and they're all correct before 6 tries, you've won. Would you like to play again? Type 1 for yes or 2 for no. So again, the same thing as before, string raw input, and then we have this symbol. You can put 2 of them, 3 of them, whichever you like, and then they put their raw input. If again equals 1, hangman, which means go all the way up, find definition of hangman and replay it, and if it doesn't, quit. Else, print good job, keep going. Good job. Why is it else good job, keep going? Because up here we have if new blanks list, your letter isn't here, but if the letter is there, we want it to say good job, keep going. So we go ahead and we link these two, and at the end hangman, so go over again. So we can see now, we can better understand why we had done this. So we put, if this happens, so if tries equals 6, which is the reason why we don't have to put the losing part at the very end. We put it here. We put if tries equals 6, which means you've lost. The word was, and then we put the actual word, and you've lost. Would you like to play again? Type 1 or 2 to continue. Type 1 to continue or 2 to end the game. And then we define again one more time, and if again equals 1, hangman. If not, it will quit. So this was just a very quick tutorial on how to do this, and I will show you a demonstration of what happens when you get the 1 or 2 letters. So again, in words, here we're going to try to guess as quickly as possible what this letter is. Okay, we've got an S at the end. Alright, I'm gonna try to guess this as quick as possible. I think it's jeans? No. Okay, we'll try to guess this as quick as possible. So I think this word is dreams. Yes, I think it is. So dreams. Now, it's gonna tell me you've won, and this character is not visible because I used an emoji for it. Here, because it does show on iPhone, but it won't show on a laptop, which is also okay, and it asks me, would you like to play again? Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. So if I decide to type 2, it will stop and it won't let me write anymore. But if I do decide to type 1, it will start all over again. So to quickly see how it starts all over again, and to check if this works without having to check the whole thing again, up here we can switch it to where our letter is actually A. It's going to give me the same message. You've won. Would you like to play again? Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. And if we type 1, it's going to do the same thing. Welcome to Hangman, ready to play, guess a letter. So the last thing that we have to check is if our losing message shows up correctly. So we're going to try, and we're going to go with letters that we are sure that aren't here. So just random weird letters until we reach the number of 6. So again, you've lost. Would you like to play again? So this is a demonstration on how it works. I will leave the code in the description so you don't have to painstakingly create these figurines from the start. I hope this video was helpful, and I will make sure to see you guys next time.